Welcome to MCN and the 2022 Yamaha T Max. Now, in the world of the maxi scooter, the Yamaha T Max is king. And ever since it was released in 2001, it's been adored by high-speed commuters from Milan to Madrid and even some in the UK. As well as being practical, it's light, stiff and agile, so it goes, stops and handles like a proper motorcycle. And it's also packed with the kind of luxurious creature comforts that wouldn't look out of place on a top spec tourer. It was last updated in 2020 when the engine grew from a 530 to a 560. And now for 2022, it's glitzier than ever. The most obvious change to the T Max when you're riding anyway is its big new dash. 7-inch dash, full colour. The old dash was analog, so this gives the T Max a real sort of fresh new feel. It's got loads of functions, it's got new switch gears, really easy to control, and it's Bluetooth compatible to your phone, so you can operate music, take calls, and it's also got a full screen Garmin sat nav, which is really cool, but you've got to subscribe to it. So whether you'd actually want to pay a monthly or yearly subscription to something that you normally get on your mobile phone, I'm not sure. There's no change with the engine. It's still a parallel twin. It's actually 562cc, makes 47 bhp, and it's got an elastic band CVT gearbox, so it's nice and easy to use. There are two power modes, touring and sport, and a new full ride-by-wire throttle grip, which replaces the old cable and pulley system. Performance is still as impressive as it always was, which is really what's made the T Max so appealing over the years, even to riders coming from big bikes. It'll top 115 mile an hour, and there's never a situation in town, on the motorway, or out of corners where you're left wanting more. The other big change is the way it looks. So all the bodywork, all the infill panels, everything is completely new, less overhangs over the front and rear wheels, and the whole thing gives the T Max a much kind of sportier look. It looks like a twist and go superbike. Its twin projector style LED headlights are more compact, and there's a new aircraft style filler cap replacing the old fuel flap. The electronically adjustable screen is reshaped with a central air intake to reduce high-speed buffeting, although it can still be noisy when it's windy. The T Max has always handled well, which is one of its massive appeals. It feels like a motorcycle in the corners. There's no change to the alley beam frame for 2022, no change to the suspension either, but the suspension settings are a little bit firmer. The wheels are lighter and it's shod with Bridgestone SC2 scooter tyres. And the whole thing now feels a little bit sportier, the ride is firmer, and it gives the T Max kind of more of an edge than it used to. It handles superbly. There's not a situation really where it kind of wallows or weaves or is not accurate. You can have some proper fun in the corners on this thing. The new T Max is slightly more comfortable than it used to be. The old one wasn't exactly uncomfortable because it's a big sofa on two wheels basically. But because you're kind of leaning back a little bit, eventually after a few hours, with all your weight on your lower back, your back would start to hurt. So now the riding position is kind of canted forward a little bit. The bars are a little bit further forward. There's more room on the footboards, although still not quite enough. Sometimes you want to bring your foot back a little bit further if you want to ride sporty, but it's still quite feet forward, but it's not a big problem. It's thinner, so the kind of overreach isn't so wide anymore, but it's still a wide bike. I'm 6 foot and I'm on tiptoes at a junction on a T Max. But the other big thing is got an adjustable backrest, more of a bum rest than a backrest. It's 3 positions. It goes from 0, 15 to 30 mil, and you can wedge your bum up against that rest, and that makes all the difference for getting rid of backache. The 2022 T Max is still top spec. Now, Yamaha don't sell many base model T Maxes, so in the UK at least they're only bringing in the all singing all dancing Tmax, and that costs £12,500, which is a lot, but you get a lot of standard equipment for the money. That includes traction control and non-cornering ABS, cruise control, keyless ignition and a lockable centre stand. It also has a heated seat and grips with more scope to fine tune them than before via the dash, but they're still nowhere near as hot as a rider would want through a UK winter. There's space under the seat for a full face lid plus change, or 2 open face helmets, and a cubby hole down by your right knee. 30 new accessories are available, including top boxes, sports screens and levers, or a full titanium Akropovich exhaust system. There wasn't a lot wrong with the old T Max, or any of the generations before actually, but for 2022 Yamaha have just continued their sort of steady march of evolution with the T Max to make it better than ever. It's still smooth and easygoing with strong performance, but now it has a much sportier feel thanks to its firmer suspension settings and grippier tyres. That said, it still has a plush ride, and with its more canted forward bars and new backrest, long distance comfort is improved, which will give T Max fans something to smile about, as will its slightly quieter screen, fresh new colour dash and sharper styling. Now between you and me, I actually owned a 2017 T Max for 3 years and absolutely loved it. And having ridden this 2022 model, I've got to admit it's very, very tempting indeed.